welcome back to Terrible at Fishing. We got an unboxing of a brand new reel. Now, it's not the $10 one I got from Temu. Hasn't arrived yet. Takes a while. But this is quite interesting. 2-day turnaround. Shocker. It is a Chinese-made BFS reel. And to be honest, I still don't know who the company is. But we're going to do a few things with this, and I got my notes here. I know, it's like I'm prepared for a broadcast. Whoa. So this is the box. Silfast Hick. It's a Hick 50. Also called a Solo King Acura. Its box says, when style is as important as performance. Ooh. That's me styling it. So let's open it. All right. It's a nice box. Nice foam on it. Really nice. So let's put you guys down here. Woohoo! Look at that. So, this is the box. I haven't opened it yet. You guys saw me open the package. So this right here is your instruction manual. Explosion diagram. Let's take a look at this. Alright, let's put that over there. So this is our explosion diagram, and the good thing is it's in English. Always good to see when it's in English. So this is the explosion diagram on it. And I do have some graphics that we'll put up in a few minutes. So really nice to have, just in case I want to take it all apart. Now the cool thing about this one too is that it comes with 2 spools. I'll have a link down below to this reel on Amazon. I don't want to tell you how much it costs yet because you won't believe me. So this is their deep spool that comes with it. And they have a shallow spool. Now I do like the fact that they have a nice, thick, closed cell foam cutout for it to travel in. It's very, very nice. So it doesn't get jostled around. It's amazing. All these other reels that I have from much better companies, they don't pack them very well. So this is the reel. Now this is a BFS reel. Let me get my cheat notes out. And let's put sort of an overview up. And where am I? Why is it like that? I don't know why it's like that. I was all set up, so I was so happy. So we gotta do that video capture device. Boom. All right, good. All right, we're just going to make that smaller, and voila. Oh, I know why. Okay, so this is sort of its overview right here, and sort of some of its high points. So one thing about a bait casting reel is that the spool, this has to be very, very light, because if I'm going to cast 1 gram, an 1/80th of an ounce or so, jig off of this, it's got to be able to rotate this. So this one right here feels real good. We'll go through some of the other things with other graphics too. So yeah. Oh, that was the drag, so we don't want that. Okay, now this particular unit, it comes with a lot of stainless steel saltwater bearings. So it is saltwater capable. And it is, God, it feels really good. But it's got 11 or 10 plus 1. That's what it says. Yep, 10 plus 1. 11 bearings. And those are the positions right there of where all the bearings are. So really, God, that's smooth. The really positive lock. Alright, I gotta get that. I have such a hard time with spinning. This is such a small reel too. That's the momentum. So really, at first, this is up. So here's my other BFS. This is a Shimano Curado. There's a huge weight difference between these. I mean, it's like picking up a rock. So let's do a little. We're going to do it in ounces. All right, we won't do it in. We'll do it in ounces because most of us understand ounces. So we'll. So this is. Let's put it up that way. 6.35 ounces. That's what this one is. Although, kind of give it a little bit for the. It's a shallow spool and it's 6-pound monofilament. So, just a little bit for that. So that's 6.35 ounces. So this is 4.69 ounces. I mean, that's some substantial difference between these two. Yeah, I really got to relube this thing. Really amazing. So we do have a fixed array of magnets in here, and let's talk a little bit about the frame itself. So this is what we call a carbon frame, high carbon frame. It's not metal. It's not the Hagani, which is what the that is. But what a huge difference in weight. Huge difference in weight on this one. So I'm going to open up the side panel. Never did that. Okay. Just like everything else. And here's the magnet array. Now, this is a really nice array. You've got 4 and 4 opposite of each other. A lot of reels. Let's look at this Cast King. This is a $100 Cast King, by the way. So we're going to pop that off. So we've got 5 magnets on this one. We have 8 magnets on that one. Now, we need a better braking system. We need a better braking system for the high-speed of that particular spool. This spool probably hit upwards of 40,000 RPM. So really nice. But let's do a little weight on this, because this is one of the lightest spools that you can get. So we're going to put this in grams. I'm going to put this in grams, and we're just going to weigh it. All right. And we're going to take this other BFS off. So we're at 5.5 grams. 5.5. Now, mind you, this does have these have bearings on them, so this is weighted with the spool with the bearing. This one right here has got 6-pound monofilament and a little bit of tape on it. So we're at 5.5 there. 13.3. Now, I'll give it a couple grams perhaps for the, maybe 1 gram for the, 1 or 2. But what a big difference. We're looking at 13.3 for a Shimano BFS spool, although it does have line on it. But let's say it's 2 grams, so I don't know. What do you guys, 2 grams? And for that, well, let's just make it 10. Let's just go 10 grams. That's 10 grams. We'll just round it off. 5.5. This will cast much, 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 much lighter baits than that Shimano, which is the reason this is in the lineup. And, with this, if we were to take this, see if it gives me the spool. It doesn't give me spool weight without the bearing. I don't want to take the bearing off. But this particular one, the shallow spool capacity is about 100 meters. So deep spool, 150 meters. So 6-pound test. So pretty good. Still plenty. So we're going to pop that back in there. And take a look. Oh man, this is so light. You guys have no idea. It's just ridiculously light. So this particular unit has just under 9 pounds of drag, 8.8 pounds. So it's got 9 pounds of drag. I'll just round it up. What they improved it with a sort of an oval line guide on it. So that's an oval line guide. The older model has a conical one. So really nice. That'll help feed the line onto that spool even better. So that's really good. And the let me see. Let me read some of these things off. The ultralight full carbon body and aluminum main gear. In fact, we'll show you some of the. Let's see. That's not that one. So this we already did that one. Did that one. High compact Solo King pick. Solo King drag. Okay, well let's go look at the drag for a second. Now another nice thing about this drag is that it has a clicker. So and you got a clicker on the drag star and a clicker. Oh, I thought it had a clicker, but not. But you don't on the tension. So the drag Um, this is the that's a drag clicker. So if you catch a fish and it's pulling out your drag, that's what you're going to hear. So, but we do have a carbon fiber washers on it, and that helps reduce wear on it, and does a much better job on your drag. And they give you a little explosion of the drag clicker, which we just heard. So, gosh, it's so light. Yeah, you guys. Oh my gosh. This is such a light reel. I've never felt a lighter reel. I mean, here's my Shimano Curado. This thing feels like a rock next to this. This is my Shimano SLX XT. It feels like a bigger rock. This is a Cast King. Little lighter than those, but still, it's aluminum chassis. So, still very heavy. I went over reels just recently, so I expect you guys to look at that video. But this is a new BFS, and they upgraded all the bearings to stainless steel sealed, so it can handle salt water. But just like all salt water, you're encouraged to rinse it off afterwards. It does have a drainage hole for water right down here, so if you drop it in water, the water won't stay within the housings and ruin it. So this little drain hole is put on here in order to release that water out of the reel. Let me see what else they put down here. We also make some upgrades on the spool. Now it is a short shaft, which you saw. You saw that the Shimano was a long shaft. So, but they are interchangeable. If you got their older model, you can put it in there. We just remove this, and there's a spindle in there you can just pop out, and the long shaft goes in it. So, man, really really is a very amazing bait caster. I don't know, guys. It's just oh, I've got my mule fishing jigs that I've been wanting to use on a bait caster. They're 1 gram or a half gram. I am looking forward to testing this particular bait caster. Oh my gosh. So, now, I hate that autofocus. Come on, there we go. All right, let me give you some comparisons. So, the ratio on this is 7.1 to 1, which you kind of want a lower ratio on bait casters that are BFS because you're dealing with 4-pound, 2-pound test. Last thing you want is have that thing cranked up and then you just break a line. So you kind of want that 9-pound drag, and you don't want to be able to reel it in too quickly. You got to play it a lot more. This is why it's called a finesse system. So now, one thing about these handles are aluminum, although the connections looks like it's carbon fiber. But this right here, it'll be interesting because you go from, this sort of a rubber to a slick, but it's got a hole in it, so it's not going to be slick. You're going to actually be able to grab a hold of that. So that'll be interesting. The handle is a little bit shorter than that of, not much though, than a Curado. Not very much. I don't think I would notice. But man, guys, this thing should float. Wouldn't suggest it, but it feels so light that it feels like, oh my gosh. The worm gear looks really, really nice. They added more bearings in the worm gear. And the worm gear is this gear that the line feeder works on. Wow. Wow. So, Shimano Curado. BFS. This is a $200 reel. This one is. Now, the Aldebaran, which is nicer than that, is a $300 reel. Typically, for Japanese-made products, that's what you're going to get. Although this one's made in Malaysia. So usually their first run or second runs are in Japan, and then they go over to Malaysia. But, it's a very solid reel. I love this reel a lot. But you pick that up, and my hand's already tired. This thing is so light. So this particular reel, I have a hard time even saying the price of it. $69 on Amazon. It's $69. Wow. It's got 30 clicks on the magnet, and I like the fact that it's a little out there, and it's easy for you to turn it. Where in a Curado, you can see it's way in there, and it's harder for you to turn it. It really is very tough. That's the only thing about the Shimanos, is that really their magnet system, which is awesome, by the way, is just hard to adjust on the fly. But this will be very nice. Very nice. So, I don't know, guys. God, it feels so good. I gotta redo all my reels. I gotta break them apart, clean them, and relube them, and they'll all feel better when they're done. But this one right here, wow. I don't know what to say, man. I've looked at reviews on it. People are having an incredible time with it. I saw one guy do a shootout between this one and several others, including the Cast King stuff, which I don't recommend Cast King because the Zephyr sucks in design. And the Kestrel's a knockoff of the Curado. Same braking system. They just knocked it off, and they're just shameless about it. So I'm just taken back on this one. I just didn't expect. I expected $69. And the spool has no play. Maybe just a tad, but that's normal. Let's tighten it down. No play in it. That spool, it's got zero play in it. That's amazing. Everything about this bait caster tells me this is going to cast a mile with an 1/8 ounce. 1/16 ounce will cast a mile with this thing. Wow. All right. Well, that that's this guy. So, I mean, let me see if I could get it going behind me a little bit here. Video, capture device, there it is. All right. It's because of the green screen and the desk and stuff like that. So, but this is called the Hick 50 or the Solo King Acura Pro. It's got several names. The company, I try to look them up. I can't find anything about that company. Yeah, most people buy these on AliExpress, but Amazon's got it. This is an amazing reel for $69. Absolutely. Doviello. Sounds Italian. Doviello is the name of the company that makes it. Let me see if I got it on there. There it is. So, Doviello. So, wow. Well, we're going to get it out there. Although everything's freezing up here, so yeah, at best I could toss it in the yard and see what I could do with it. But what a fantastic little reel. 2 spools, too. Deep. And I did not weigh this. So the other spool with line, well, let's say it was 10 grams. So that's with line, it was 13 and a half. This spool is only 7 grams. So this particular spool, the deep spool, is actually still lighter than the Shimano Curado BFS. So, but I don't need to use this deep spool, to be honest. But for those of you, maybe in really deep water, you know, I mean, there we have Shasta Lake a couple hours away, and it's a couple 100 feet deep. So, if you want to hit the bottom, I can't imagine that. Not with BFS. Can you imagine? But what a great, this is a really incredibly, well, it's freakish. it's just freakish. So check it out. Hit the link below. See what you think of it. If you want to get started in BFS, I would never tell you to go with casking. The Zephyr is a flawed reel. There is so much play between the spool and the housing your line catches in it. There's no way this can happen with this reel. I mean, so if you want to start out in BFS, I would suggest looking at this. $69. You're not going to get a cheaper reel. That's for sure. I can't imagine. But let alone the ability to throw 1 gram of a weight on this thing. Can't imagine that. So I don't know, I would check it out. So also at the end of this video, hit the link for my new book, Terrible at Fishing Instruction Manual for Freshwater Fishing, available on Amazon. So give that a shot. It's a really nice book. It's only 70 pages. A lot of illustrations, how to tie, how to buy a rod, what to look for in reels, all sorts of information that, you know, I thought it'd be fun just to put it into a book and some fishing ideas on how to catch freshwater fish like bass, trout, and panfish. So check it out and see what you think of it. In the meantime, I'll see you in the next video. And freakish. That's what I call this. Freakish. Take care, everybody.